Right. So we are taking a look at question number 38 onwards in your additional question bank, which deals with the concept of joint and byproduct costing. So before I go into the questions of joint and byproduct costing, I would like to speak to you about joint and byproduct costing for the next 5 to 7 minutes so that the concept is glued in your minds. Now, what is joint product and byproduct? Now, see, understand. You are inputting raw materials. You are inputting direct labor. You are inputting various overheads, which can be both fixed as well as variable. Doesn't matter. Here, the fixed nature of the cost doesn't matter. Here, cost behavior doesn't matter. You are inputting this into your production process. You are inputting this into your production process. So when you put this into a production process, if out of your production process, products P1 and product P2, so there's a product 1 and a product 2 that is formulated, you need to understand that these are joint costs that are incurred for the production of the product 1 and the product 2. These are joint costs. These products will be processed together. One second, spelling of processed is wrong. They will be processed together up to what is called as a split off point. What happens at the split off point? At the split off point, the products become individual entities in themselves. Therefore, now P1 is a separate product and P2 is a separate product. You will now have separate costs for each of P1 and P2. You'll have separate costs. Now you need to understand that for decision making, costs after the split off point are relevant. Meaning आपसे ये कहा जाए, for example, if I say that product P1 needs additional processing. Product P1 needs additional processing. What is the cost of additional processing? Rupees 16. What is the cost of additional processing? Rupees 16. After additional processing, it can be sold for 18. It can be sold for 18. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. Why? Because ये 16 इधर 18 में से recover हो गया. Why it's okay? Because 16 is recovered from 18. Had I not had the potential of selling this for anything above 16, the additional processing cost is a suicide. Please understand. The additional processing cost is a suicide. Why it is a suicide? Arey boss, you are selling it for 18 and your additional cost is 16. Acceptable. You're selling it for apna 18 and your additional processing cost is 16. Acceptable. But suppose your additional processing cost is 17 and your selling price is 16. Does this work for you? It can't work. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? It can't work. Why? Arey bech ke you are getting 16, by selling you are getting 16, but your cost is 17. Does it work? Absolutely does not work. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you have understood. Give me a thumbs up if you are understanding. What am I saying? I am saying that your selling price is 16 and your additional cost is 16. How 17? How can you recover 17 when you are selling it for 16? It's a suicide. Are you understanding this? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Are you understanding this? Any responses, guys? I'm not getting any responses. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Keep me informed that you're understanding, right? Okay. Whoever is taking screenshots for this, please go ahead and take screenshots. Whatever is useful for anybody, let he or she write it down post the lecture. You may take this down. My writing for this part of the screen is over. I need to go to the other part. Now, I hope you've taken the screenshot. I'm rubbing it off.
So you are going to upload in YouTube, right?
The YouTube, yeah. I will be.
Okay.
I will be. But still, my sincere request is don't sit like you're watching a Netflix movie. Try to write, try to understand. Yeah, Divya, ask me. What do you say? Yeah, ask me, Divya.
And before additional processing, cost would be different, right? So additional.
Can't hear you.
Now
Can't
is it
hear
okay?
you.
Is it okay now?
Better.
Okay. So the selling price is 16 and the additional processing cost is for me is 17. So before additional processing cost, if my cost is say around it's 12 or 13.
You don't consider that for the decision of additional processing.
Okay.
एडिशनल प्रोसेसिंग करना है कि नहीं करना है, ये किस पे डिपेंड करता है कि एडिशनल प्रोसेसिंग का खर्चा आप रिकवर कर पाओगे कि नहीं कर पाओगे.
ओके.
आपके एडिशनल प्रोसेसिंग का खर्चा कितना आया? $17. आपका सेलिंग प्राइस कितना है? $16. कैन यू रिकवर 17 at a selling price of 16?
No.
Impossible.
Yes.
Not possible. Up to split off point, forget it. After split off point, you go ahead and you take into consideration whatever has to be taken into consideration. Am I making sense?
Okay, now, okay, sir.
Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, since there are various products being produced at the same time, since there are various, what do I mean by various? I mean more than one products being processed at the same time. It is obvious that the joint cost of production has to be allocated to these various products. What is important? Allocated is an important word. Joint cost of production is an important word, and various products is an important word. Why? Look at the diagram. Joint cost of production. Product 1, product 2, product 3. But what is coming here? The amount. There is a basis of this allocation. There is a basis of this allocation. There are various methods of performing this allocation. Sir, tell us right now. No, there is a question on that. Memorize it with the question. It is easier. Sir, tell us right now. No need. Memorize it with the question. You will be able to do it better. Now, with this much knowledge and information, you are ready to start solving the questions in your examination. You are ready. The objective is, I don't want you to become PhDs in CMA. I want you to pass the exam. I want success. इतने में काम अपना start हो सकता है. So let us begin. Whoever is taking a screenshot, please take it, post it in the group that I am taking, whoever that person is, and let the game continue. I am not taking the screenshots because it's time consuming. You take it, you all have access on your laptops, mobiles, tablets, right? I am rubbing this off now. And I'm going to the question bank. This is the question bank. Question 38. Joint product costing. I want you to give the heading as joint product costing. When your video comes on YouTube, your heading will be given joint and byproduct costing and activity-based costing today. Don't worry. A petroleum company acquires crude oil and it manufactures that crude oil. It manufactures that crude oil. This it is nothing but the crude oil into 3 intermediate products differing only in their grade. The products are grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. There are 3 products being made out of the oil. So you are getting the oil and you are making 3 products, grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. No beginning and ending inventories of finished goods and WIP existed on 1st of November. There is no opening stock or closing stock anywhere. There is no separable cost, and the joint production cost for November are given below. What is the meaning of no separable cost? After split off point, there is no production. Where there is no separable cost, after split off point, there is no production. These are the concepts that you should know. Crude oil acquired and put into the production is worth $40 lakh. Direct cost that you have is direct labor related cost is another $20 lakh, and you've got a manufacturing overhead of $30 lakh. So if I was to say that your total manufacturing cost over here, they come to $90 lakh, or you can say $9 million. Now what have they got? They have got, just a second, this is better. Now what are they saying? Okay. This is $90 lakh. How much? $90 lakh. Now what are they saying? They are saying in grade 1, you made barrels 300,000 units. Grade 2, 240,000 units. Grade 3, 120,000 units. Out of this, you sold 80,000. Out of this, you sold 120. Out of this, you sold 120. Fair enough. And the price per barrel is given to you. What is the portion of joint production cost assigned to grade 2 based on physical output? Based on what? Based on physical output. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, take a look here. I am doing what? I am doing question number 33. First of all, what is the total production cost? It is $40 lakh plus $20 lakh plus $30 lakh. What is the total production cost? $90 lakh. This has to be put out on what basis? On the basis of what? On the basis of physical output. On the basis of what? Physical output. Allocate on the basis of physical output. Grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. What is the physical output? The physical output of grade 1 is 300,000 barrels being produced. What is the output? 300,000 barrels being produced. What about grade 2? 240,000 barrels being produced. And what about this other grade? This other grade number 3, it has got 120,000 barrels being produced. So what are the total barrels? 540 plus 120. It is 660,000 barrels. Now this total cost on the basis of physical output, this is the output. So how much will be allocated to this person? 90 lakhs multiplied by 2,40,000 divided by 6,60,000. What is the answer that will come over here? Your answer is $32,72,727. In a homework, you can take this. So what will your answer come over here? It will be 3 lakhs divided by 6,60,000 multiplied by 90 lakhs. You can take this as your homework. And over here, what will it be? Sorry, not over here. ये arrow इधर से है. So what will it be? It will be 90 lakhs multiplied by 120 divided by 660. Now this, I think, is your option B. This is your option number B. This is your question number 38 on page number 129 of your additional question bank. I don't know what it's called, additional question bank or exam support bank. I don't know what it's called. In CA Institute, we call it additional question bank. Please take a screenshot of this. I am erasing the screen now. Is it being taken? Is the screenshot taken? Are Baba, yes, can you reply? Guys, time is of essence to me. Are you taking these screenshots or no? Up to you. Next. 38 done. Now, I go to the next question. I go to question number 39. The primary purpose of allocating a common cost to the joint product is what? To determine the selling price of a byproduct. Whether or not one whether or not one of the joint products should be discontinued to determine that, the variance between budgeted and actual common cost to determine that, or whether the inventory of joint products, what is the inventory of joint products for the purposes of financial reporting. Now, please understand one thing. What is the meaning of a byproduct? What is the meaning of a byproduct? Byproduct is accidentally or incidentally manufactured or produced along with the main product. I'll give you an example of this. An example of this is in the sugarcane manufacturing industry, in the sugar manufacturing industry, while the focus is on producing the sugar crystals, which can be white color or brown color, ethanol, a grade of industrial alcohol used in manufacturing, is produced by chemical reaction. The focus, this is not the objective. This is not what we are producing. This is not the objective. What is the objective? This is the objective. So what is ethanol? Is a byproduct, just luck by chance. So what happens? You have the joint production cost. What do you have? You have the joint production cost. From this, you will subtract the sale price of your byproduct. Why? Because you will sell the byproduct and get some money. That you are reducing against the joint production cost. What are you left with? You are left with the net joint production cost. What you will do with this? Allocate it to product 1 and allocate it to product 2. This is allocated. This is allocated. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? This is allocated. Sir, why are you giving such detailed notes? For a very simple reason that I don't want you to open your textbooks after a particular point in time. Just refer to the screenshots, your concepts will be done. Are you with me or not? Whichever study material you go to, Glam, Becker, Becker, Sargent, Hawk, Talk, everybody has got some problems with that. But if your concepts are covered in the notes that I'm giving, you don't need a study material. All you need is the questions of the institute and you will pass. Understand this. Got it? So what do you do with the joint product? You subtract it from the main product. But why do you do the joint product costing? What is the point of the joint product costing? Always remember joint product costing, it is done for allocation of common costs. What is it done for? It is done for the purposes of allocation of common costs. What will happen because of this? Because of this, cost of each product is determined. Cost of each product is determined. Please take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot of this. I hope you have taken. I hope you have taken. Taken?
Yes, sir.
Now understand. Now understand. Joint product costing helps me to calculate the cost of each joint product this cost will be helpful in reporting COGS, closing stock. Because of this, obviously, gross profit. All of these items, where do you find them? In financial report. To determine the selling price of a byproduct? No. No. Joint product cost has nothing to do with cost of byproduct. This is wrong. Whether or not one of the joint products should be discontinued, this is a management decision. The cost is not going to be the only factor. Selling price, market demand, everything has to be considered. The variance between budgeted and actual common costs. No, you don't do joint product costing for that. Joint product is the actual product cost, basically. Is the actual product cost. The inventory of joint products for financial reporting. What is the answer? So that common cost allocation is done. You know, for what? For the purposes of financial reporting. This is the main reason for it. Are you with me on that? This is the main reason for it. I hope you're understanding the concept. Please take a screenshot of this. It will be very useful. It will be very useful. Right? Now, what is the next question that they are asking? The next question that they are asking is the distinction between joint products and byproducts. What is it largely dependent on? Historical cost, prime cost, market value, or the salvage value. Always keep one thing in mind. I'm giving you a note over here. This note will be useful for your essay questions if at all you get an essay question on this particular topic. Now, first of all, understand that joint product is what? It is the main products. It is the main product of the production process of the company and hence the main reason of production. You need to understand this. Byproducts, what are they? They are resultant from the manufacture of the joint product. For example, your main product is chapati or roti, but khakra is a byproduct. Please understand this. Why? The chapatis or rotis that are wasted are converted into khakras. That is what generally it is said. If anybody is a Marwadi or a Gujarati over here, they can relate to this really very well. Because that's how the khakras are made. I cannot relate to it, but I was very fond of eating those khakras. So somebody told me, Are, that is how they are made. I said, fantastic, no problem then. So what are byproducts? They are resultant from the manufacture of the joint product. The company has no intention of producing this byproduct. It just happens. The joint product has a market price. It has a market demand. Byproduct is sold at salvage prices. Bhangar. What is this? This is a bhangar. It's not really anything. So, joint product market price will always be greater than byproduct market price. You have to keep this in mind, right? The focus will always be on what? The focus will be on the joint product. So, the distinction between joint and by will always be dependent largely on what? On the market value. Historical costs are for fixed assets. Prime costs are variable cost of production. What do they include? Direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses. That is prime cost. Market value is the actual selling price. Salvage value, anywhere you go in the world, market price is obviously greater than salvage value. This, everybody knows this. And why? Because salvage value is what? It is bhangar. Please keep that much in. It is scrap. Salvage value means what? Scrap value. Keep that in mind. I hope you're with me on this. This particular slide covers up an essay-based concept. Also, if you go through this slide, like a screenshot of this, what will happen is you have a question and you have a lot of theory written over there. This much will enable you to write a proper essay answer if at all you face off with it. I hope you're with me on that. I'm requesting that you take the screenshot quickly. Take the screenshot quickly. Can I rub it? Take a screenshot. Done? Done. Thanks. So number 7 is the one taking the screenshots. Please reach out to him or her. Right? Number 7. Now, question number 41. In a production process where joint products are produced, the primary factor that will distinguish a joint product from the byproduct. What is the primary factor? Relative total sales value of the product, relative total volume, relative ease of the selling products, and accounting method used. Now, continuing from question number 40. This is related to question number 40. What was the question number 40 learning for us? The learning for us was that joint products have a market price, whereas byproducts have a salvage price. And below salvage price, you will write bhangar or you will write scrap. Always keep that much in mind. At least for my guys from India, at least for my guys from Bombay, everybody knows that bhangar is scrap. I don't know about other guys. I mean, the pure North Indians or the pure South Indians, you might have not used these words. But in Mumbai, in the street slang, this is pretty easy and commonly used. I'm sure that, Tanna, Maruf, all these guys will agree to these statements. They are from Bombay. They know that this is the way we speak over here. So joint products have a market price, whereas byproducts have a salvage or a bhangar price. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is that the relative sales volume, relative sales value, not volume, the relative sales value of the JP will always be greater than the sales value of the BYP. What is BYP? Byproduct. JP means what? Joint product. Of course, you are selling this at market price and you are selling this at what? At scrap value. So obviously the relative sales values, the JP will be greater than the BYP. Why not volume? See, volume can be tricky. You can have a lot of waste while making one finished good. For example, in the furniture industry, a lot of wood is wasted to make the perfect wardrobe / bed / item of furniture. Right? This will happen. Why? You will use 4, 5, 6, 7 planks. Right? You use 4, 5, 6, 7 planks. And what will happen? You will get only one small table. What about the others? Wasted bhangar. What do you do with them? Sell the pieces to a smaller furniture manufacturer. He or she will be able to get it done for you in a better manner. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? I hope you're with me on that. Are you there? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody is understanding this? Everybody is understanding this? Correct? Okay. Give me a screenshot. Give me a screenshot and I want to take you to the next question immediately. Pushkar, today you are in form, you are galloping. No. It's an easy concept. फटाफट उड़ा दो. Just एक बार देखना ये videos and then what to do? Pushkar, how to revise? अरे क्या पूछता है? ये वीडियो को लगा 2x स्पीड पे आफ्टर 1 वीक. सारे वीडियोस ले प्लेलिस्ट के एक के बाद एक 2x स्पीड पे लगा, धड़ाधड़ पूरा सुन ले और उसके बाद में एडिशनल क्वेश्चन बैंक को खुद से सॉल्व कर. एक वीक के बाद बराबर तुम्हारा डेट क्या रहेगा? 26 तारीख. अरे 25 को तो तू 100 एमसीक्यूज देने ही वाला है ना हम लोग को 1400 के. हाँ देने वाला हूं. तो ये 100 सॉल्व, ये 100, ये 1400 के एमसीक्यूज देखने के पहले वी विल बी वॉचिंग ऑल योर वीडियोस धड़ाधड़ एंड देन वी विल बी गोइंग फॉर एमसीक्यूज धड़ाधड़. यस, फिनिश्ड. आर यू विथ मी ऑन दैट? यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
हो जाएगा, बिलीव मी, हो जाएगा. ठीक है, स्क्रीनशॉट मार ले. क्वेश्चन 42. मार्क क्वेश्चन 42 as important. मार्क क्वेश्चन 42 as important. Why is important? अभी आपको पता चलेगा why it is important. Of all the following methods, all of the following are methods for allocating joint product except. मतलब one of these guys ना is not a method. मतलब one of these guys ना is not a method. I already got a response from somebody. Now you need to understand, you have to do the allocation of joint cost. Allocation of joint cost. Now, many people will say that the answer is C, but you need to have a common sense understanding as to why. Please understand. Allocation of joint cost will happen on the basis of physical quantities method. This will take into consideration volume. Next, NRV method. This will take into consideration selling price minus cost to sell multiplied by units. Next, gross market value method, which will take into consideration selling price only. But my dear friends, separable production method, as the name suggests, it is for costs incurred after separation point. It has nothing to do with joint production costs. It is purely that cost which we incur when the JP are separated and processed separately. Example, everybody has used Apsara pencil when they were small kids. When you use Apsara pencil, you can put it on Google. There is Apsara Gold. There is Apsara Beauty. There used to be at least. And there is Apsara Platinum. Nowadays in the market, you get only Apsara Platinum. They say that the difference is the lead. This one with the jail stripes, the Juventus jersey, I call it the Apsara Platinum. It's called the Apsara Platinum. Apsara Beauty used to be a black colored one with a red dot at the end, and the Apsara Gold used to be golden and black stripes. So Apsara pencil you make together, right? Then they get separated into Gold, Beauty and Platinum. Understanding what I'm trying to say, right? Separable production. Now for Apsara Gold, whatever is the separate cost. For Beauty, whatever is the separate cost. And for Platinum, whatever is the separate cost of painting the pencil. That is your separable cost. Painting of pencil after pencil is produced. Otherwise, before that, it's just a nude strip of wood. On that, you're putting a painting. The painting makes it a separate pencil. That right there is the concept. I hope you're with me on that. Yes or no, please tell me. Give me a thumbs up if you have understood. Give me a thumbs up if you have understood. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Right? इसका स्क्रीनशॉट उतार लो फटाफट. स्क्रीनशॉट उतार लो फटाफट. काम में आने वाली चीज है. फटाफट रिवीजन के टाइम पे याद आएगा. तो कौन से 3 मेथड है? फिजिकल एनआरवी, ग्रॉस मार्केट वैल्यू. विच आर द 3 मेथड्स? फिजिकल एनआरवी, ग्रॉस मार्केट वैल्यू. वेरी सिंपल. I hope the screenshot is taken. Number 7, screenshot is taken. Okay. Next one. This is interesting. Now we have come to question number 43. Now over here, your actual numerical calculations will begin. But here they are asking you only by one method. Nothing doing. This is Apex. This is not some other brand. So I don't care what they are asking you. सिखाऊंगा सब कुछ. Now please pay attention. Tukari's company produces Duo. The product is Duo into two joint products, big and mini. Duo is purchased in 1000 gallon drums for $2,000. The processing costs are 3000 to process the 1000 gallons of Duo into 800 gallons of big and 200 gallons of mini. The selling price is $9 per gallon for big and $4 per gallon for mini. Big can be further processed. Big can be further processed into 600 gallons. Into what? 600 gallons of giant if $1,000 of an additional processing cost is incurred. Giant can be then sold for $17 per gallon if the net realizable value method is used to allocate to the joint cost. The product total cost of producing the product giant is how much? They're asking you what is the total cost of producing the product giant. Okay. You've read the question. I've read it. Some of you might have it in front of you in the form of something else, a printout or something. Doesn't matter. Now understand that what are you purchasing? You are purchasing a product called Duo and you are purchasing 1000 gallons of this at a total cost of $2,000. Out of Duo, there are two items that are coming out. Big and mini. Big, you are producing 800 gallons of it. And mini, you are producing 200 gallons of it. There is a total processing cost of big and mini is $3,000. 800 gallons at the rate of $9 per gallon and 200 gallons at the rate of $4 per gallon. This is the given selling price. Now, this big can be made into giant. This big can be further processed into giant. Can be further processed into giant. Giant can be sold at the rate of $17 per gallon. $17 per gallon. And out of these 800 gallons of big, how many gallons do you get? You will get a total of 600 gallons over here. So what is the selling price of giant? The selling price of giant is 17 multiplied by 600, which is equal to $10,200. To earn this 10,200, what is the additional processing cost? $1,000. What is it? It is $1,000. So what is the net realizable value? 9,200. In the case of this fellow, what is the net realizable value here? It is 800. What is the total net realizable value? 10,000. What is the total net realizable value? 10,000. Now, 800 divided by 10,000 percentage gives you 8%. And this gives you 92%. How did I get 92? That's how I got it. What was this? I established a ratio. I established a ratio. Now, what is the total cost? What is the total processing cost? The total joint processing cost, the JPC, sorry, I wrote JC. It should be JPC, joint processing cost. How much is your joint processing cost? Your joint processing cost is $2,000, which it takes into consideration for the materials, and your processing cost of $3,000, which it takes into consideration for processing. So you have to buy, this is your material cost, and this is your total processing cost. So what is your total cost? It is equal to 5,000. Now this 5,000, you have to split in what ratio? 92% ratio and 8% ratio. So 5,000 multiplied by 8% gives you 400. And this will give you how much? 4,600. 92% is what? Is giant. And this fellow is what? Mini. This is your answer. 4,600 and 4,000. However, you have to keep one thing in mind. You have to keep one thing in mind. Giant has an additional cost also. What is the additional cost? $1,000. So what is the final answer? For giant, I have 4,600 the way you got it here, and 1,000 which is only for giant. So giant is 5,600. And for mini it is how much? Mini it is 400. So the total cost ideally comes to 6,000. Please understand. But how is 6,000? 6,000 is 5,000 JPC plus 1,000 only giant. I hope you understand this. It's very, very important. This is your question number, I forgot, 43. What was this? This is your question number 43. This was on the basis of what? This was on the basis of NRV. This is on the basis of what? NRV. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Have you understood? Have you understood? सर ये कौन सा है? ये 10,000 है 1,000 ये दिया है ना इधर एडिशनल प्रोसेसिंग कॉस्ट क्वेश्चन में लिखा है. क्वेश्चन में लिखा है एडिशनल प्रोसेसिंग कॉस्ट. See over here. Got it? I hope you understand. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Now this was NRV. This was what? This was NRV. The sum is not over here. The sum is not over here. The sum will continue. Please pay attention. Take a screenshot. Make sure NRV is written over there. Now we start extra questions. Okay. Now question 43. Extra. Do on the basis of physical quantity. Do on the basis of what? Physical quantity. So what is the joint cost? First of all, joint cost is that of materials, which is 2,000, and processing, which is 3,000. It's total of 5,000. On this 5,000, you have got two products coming your way. One is giant and second is mini. Giant has 600 galleons and mini has 800. Mini has 200 galleons. Now these 600 galleons and this 5,000. So what are you basically doing? You're splitting 5,000 in the ratio 6:2, which is nothing but 3:1. 600, 200. What is the ratio? 3:1. So 5,000 into 3 divided by 4. What is your answer? So here it will be what? This is joint cost allocated. Plus you have 1,000 individual cost, individual separable cost. What is this? 4750. What about mini? Is equal to 1250. What is the total cost? 6,000. In all cases, will stay same. What will change is the basis of allocation. Physical quantity, you are getting this as the first. You did NRV, you did physical quantity. There's one more way. Use gross market value. What are the three ways? NRV, physical quantity, and gross market value. If all three are revised in one question, are you sad, upset, depressed? No, right? I believe you will be happy only. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Please tell me. Works for you, right? So take a screenshot of physical quantity. Next I'm doing is gross market value. Hurry up, please take it quickly. I want to thoroughly do the concept so that you don't have to waste time on this much later on. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. Hurry up, please take a screenshot. Is it taken? Now, I'm looking at same. This was question number 43. But now I'm doing it from the perspective of gross market value. Gross market value. Now again, I go back to saying, what is the joint production cost? First is materials, and then is processing. This is broken down between giant and mini. Now, gross market value, what are we looking at? We are looking at 600 galleons at the rate of $17 per galleon. So we are looking at 10,200 over here. And mini, we are looking at 200 galleons at the rate of 4 per galleon. So we are looking at $800 over here. Right? Now, what are we looking at? We are looking at a ratio of 10,200 is to 800. 10,200 is to 800. Right? 600 multiplied by 17. 10,200. Right? Now, what is the joint cost? It is 5,000. Put into giant. Divided by how much will this be? It will be 11,000. Right? So 5,000 divided by 11,000 multiplied by 10,200. What is your answer? 4636.36. So I'll round this off as 4636. Over here, what will it be? 5,000 multiplied by 800 divided by again 11,000. So 5,000 divided by 11,000 multiplied by 800. What is the answer? 363.63. So I'll write this down as 364. Plus over here 1,000 will come more because of its additional separable cost. What is this? 5636. And what is this? 364. As I said, in all cases, total cost stays the same. In all cases, $6,000 as the total cost will stay same, comma, what will change is the cost allocated to each product on the said oblique respective basis. What are they? NRV, physical, and gross market value. With this, joint and byproduct costing is completely completed in your additional question bank. I don't think anything is left per se for me to take a look at or finish or to do over here. Please take a screenshot of this. Hold on for a minute. Just go through what you have gone, discussed with me. Then we go to the next question. Please take a screenshot. Yeah, you have a doubt? Please ask.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
So, what's the major difference between NRV method and gross market value method?
As you can see, we are not subtracting the additional processing costs out of them. We are not subtracting the cost to sell from them. Suppose your selling price is 8 and your cost to sell is 2. NRV becomes 6. So this becomes gross market value. This becomes NRV. Are we clear about that?
Yes, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Fairchild Company processes raw materials into two products, A and B. There are two products, A and B. Okay. Two products, A and B. What are they doing? It's the raw materials. 8,000 gallons of A and 2,000 gallons of B are purchased for $20,000 and $30,000 and what? Just a second, guys, please. And what? And $30,000 of processing cost are incurred. The per gallon selling price is $90 for A and $40 for B. If the sales value at the split off point method is used to allocate the joint cost to the final product, what is the per gallon cost? Okay. What is the sales value at the split off point? 8 nines are 72. So this is 720,000. 2,000 multiplied by 40, which is equal to 80,000. This is the sales value at the split off point. What is this? This is sales value at split off. So we have A and we have B. So 50,000 multiplied by 7,20,000 divided by 8 lakhs. Why 8 lakhs? What is the total sale value? 8 lakhs. So what is the ratio? This is your ratio. This is nothing but 90%. What is this? This is nothing but 90%. So it is 45,000. For how many gallons? 45,000 for this is 45,000 for how many? For 8,000 gallons. How much this is? 45,000 divided by 8,000, which is equal to 5.625 per gallon. For whom? For A. Talk about B. 50,000 multiplied by 80,000 divided by 8 lakhs, which is nothing but 5,000 for how many? Which is equal to 5,000 divided by 2,000. What is your answer? It is 2.5 per gallon. The per gallon cost of producing A, 5.625, 5.63. Rounding off 5.625. Your sum is solved here. I don't think there should be any scope of doubt. It's clearly done. Please take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. I hope it's taken. I hope it's taken. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Question number 45. Question number, सर ये कौन सा मेथड? ये कोई स्पेसिफिक मेथड नहीं है. उधर क्वेश्चन में दे हैव टोल्ड यू. क्वेश्चन में उन्होंने बोल दिया कि यूज द सेल्स वैल्यू एट द स्प्लिट ऑफ पॉइंट. जब ए और बी एक दूसरे से अलग हो जाएंगे, उनका जो भी सेलिंग प्राइस रहेगा वो यूज करो, ऐसा बोलता है. यूज दैट. It is not a specific method. They are saying what once they are separated, whatever is the selling price, you use that. The selling price is given as 90 for A and 40 for B. And I know the quantity of galleons, 8,000 for A and 2,000 for B. So can I calculate 8,000 multiplied by 90 and 2,000 multiplied by 40 as the sales value at the split off point? Yes, I can calculate. Therefore, I can easily calculate this also. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Yes or no? Question number 45. The Tempo company produces 3 products from a joint process. 3 products are there. A, B and C you can see on the screen. The 3 products are sold after the further processing is done, as there is no market for any of the product after the split off point. At the split off point, you are useless products. You have to be processed further. So basically what is happening in the form of a diagram is, this is the point up till which the joint production cost is incurred. Then you get 3 products, A, B, C. You have to further process them. FPC, that is further processing cost, is necessary. Joint cost per batch are 3,15,000. Okay. Other product information has been made available to you. Units per batch are 20,000. Further processing cost is 70 cents. Final selling value is $5. $3 further processing, $6 selling price. $1.72 further processing, $7 selling price. If Tempo uses the NRV method of allocating the joint cost, how much of the joint cost will be allocated to C per unit? Okay. A, B, C. Selling price 5, 6, 7. Further processing cost. $0.70, $3, $1.72. What are you left with? $4.30, $3, $5.28. Are you with me on that? Yes. What are the units? 20, 30, 50. What is the total NRV? 4.3 into 20,000, 86. 3 into 30, 90. And this is 50 into 5.28. It's 2,64,000. Right? This is the total NRV. So NRV is equal to a total of 4,40,000. If I was to go at A, I am using NRV. What is the joint cost? 315. 3,15,000. In what ratio? 86 is to 90 is to 264 into 86,000 divided by 4,40,000. What is the total cost that I'm getting? This comes to 61,568. How many units of A am I having? I'm having 20,000 units. I'll just do one thing. I'll write this in a better way. In your notebook over here. So just please pay attention. I'm writing it again. A, B, and C. What is this? This is your selling price. Selling prices are about 5, 6, and 7. Further processing costs 0.73 and 1.72. Put a shut on this. What do I get? NRV 4.30, 3.00, 5.28. How many units? The units are 20,000, 30,000, and 50,000. 86,000, 90,000, 2,64,000. 4,40,000. This is what total joint cost. Now, let's take a look at A. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is not total joint cost. This is your total NRV. What is your joint cost? $3,15,000. Let's take a look at A. You have to split what? $3,15,000 in the ratio of NRV. How much this becomes? 61,568. How many units do I have? 20,000. What is the per unit? 3.078. B. 3,15,000. 90,000 upon 4,40,000. What do I get? 64,432. Divided by how many units? 30,000 units. What is the per unit? 2.147. And in the question they are asking you for C. Why did I do this? I did an extra for you basically. What do you get over here? You get 1,89,000 and I've rounded this off. Divided by how many units? 50,000 units. This comes to 3.78. This comes to 3.78. This is your question number 45. Take a screenshot, please. Take a screenshot, please. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Give me a thumbs up if you are.
Sir,
Yes.
joint cost नहीं समझ में आया 3,15,000
Joint cost is given as 3,15,000. Where it
In the
is given
question?
in the question. The joint cost per batch are 3,15,000. Use the NRV basis. Use the NRV basis. So I need to calculate the total NRV. I have calculated the total NRV over here. Here you go. This is your total NRV. Selling price minus cost to sell, also called as further processing cost, will give me what? NRV. Are we clear on that? Yes or no? Please tell me. Yes or no? Please tell me. Are we clear on that? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are we sure? तुम लोगों ने
Sure, sir.
जिंदगी में किधर से भी गिरना है गिर जाओ, स्कूटर से मत गिरो और घसीटे मत जाओ, छिल जाओगे लाइफ में. फॉलो ऑफ अ लैडर, टेरेस से गिर जाओ, एक ही टाइम पे गिरोगे. You know the problem with a scooter injury? The doctor doesn't take you seriously. He's like, no threat to life, no danger. पर जो जलता है ना, नहाने जाओ, जो जलता है ना, बैंड बजती है ना, बैंड बजती है. I mean it. साबुन लगाओ इधर तो आंखों में से आंसू आते इधर. So very bad situation. Believe me, believe me. I'm telling you, just ऐसे ही. कभी मत गिरना स्कूटर पे से. स्कूटर, साइकिल, भागते हुए कभी गिरना ही नहीं. बाकी कहां से गिरना है, गिर जाओ. ट्रेन में से गिर जाओ, ट्रेन के नीचे आ जाओ, कट जाओ, चलेगा. ऊपर जाओगे सीधा, ज्यादा पेन नहीं होगा. बट ये स्टेज फॉर वीक्स. आर यू विथ मी ऑन दैट? कैसा लगा मेरा मजाक? ओके, चलो. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर 46. ये भी अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. ये भी अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. It's unexpected, sir. What is unexpected? What is unexpected? ये मस्त क्वेश्चन है. ये मस्त क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन को डिस्क्राइब करने में ये लोग ने इतना एनर्जी और एफर्ट्स डाला है ना. माय गॉड. Such a question comes to you in your examination. समझ जाओ, it's given for eating 5 minutes of your time. This question किसी को पता थोड़ी ना है कि मैं अभी गिरने वाला हूं. मुझे देख के पता चल गया था अभी बैंड बजने वाली है अपनी. देखा ना मैंने, बोला अभी गए हम लोग, गए हम लोग. आई न्यू इट फॉर अ रीजन. बोला ठीक है. फिट्जपैट्रिक कॉर्पोरेशन uses a joint manufacturing process in the production of two products, Gummo and Xylo. Each batch of the manufacturing process yields 5,000 pounds of an intermediate material, Valdene, at a cost of 20,000. My God. Each batch of Gummo uses 60% of Valdene and incurs $10,000 of separate costs. The resulting 3,000 pounds of Gummo sells for $10 per pound, and the remaining Valdene is used for the production of Xylo, which incurs $1,20,000. Which incurs $12,000 of a separable cost per batch. Each batch of Xylo yields 2,000 pounds, and it sells for $12 per pound. Fitzpatrick uses the net realizable value method to allocate the joint material costs. The company is debating whether or not to process Xylo further into a new product called Zinten, which would incur an additional $4,000 in cost. and sell for $15 per pound. If Zinten is produced, income would increase by how much? My God, this is crazy. Is there so much data in about these 7 to 8 lines that anybody who's already stressed out in the examination, please add constant gross margin method after MCQs. I did understand your question. Lenovo. 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 It's the same as gross market value, na? Acha, gross margin you are saying. Gross margin, yes. Yes. Percentage of gross margin. Yes. Percentage of gross margin. But the problem is, it is difficult to calculate because the joint cost has to be allocated to the product. Then from that selling price, you will have to subtract the joint cost and then you will arrive on the gross margin percentage. Are you with me? Hence a difficult proposition to deal with. Hence not included in the chart. Are you with me? Lenovo. If Zinten is produced, how much will the income increase by? Chalo. Now let's understand. Now see, please you first you understand that there is a raw material. This raw material is called welding. This welding, you are buying 5,000 pounds, LBS means pounds, and you are buying this for a total of $20,000. Now from welding, you are making two products, Xylo and Gummo. Now Xylo, it consumes 40% in pounds and Gummo is 60% in pounds, 60% of welding. So if I was to see 40% of 5,000 means 2,000 pounds and 60% of 5,000 means 3,000 pounds. Now these 2,000 pounds are having a selling price of $12 per pound, and these 3,000 pounds are having an additional selling price of $10 per pound. There is an additional cost of how much as far as Xylo is concerned. There is an additional cost of 12,000, and how much as far as Gummo is concerned of $10,000. Of $10,000. What is the net realizable value in this case? The net realizable value is 2,000 multiplied by 12 minus 12,000. So here it is how much? 12,000. Here it is how much? Which is 20,000. Now this Xylo can be further made into a product called Zinten. This Zinten has $4,000 of additional cost, and it sells at the rate of selling price is $15 per pound. This is how much? 60,000. What is this? This is a total of how much? 60,000. I hope you're with me on that. How much is that? That is $60,000. Now please understand. Please understand that, look at the note here. For Zinten to be produced, Xylo has to be produced. Without producing Xylo, Zinten can't be made. Correct? Next. So no additional cost on Xylo to be incurred. But for Zinten, $4,000 has to be incurred. $4,000 has to be incurred. Now by selling Zinten, what is the additional revenue that you are going to get? What is the additional revenue from Zinten? Additional revenue. This year as it is going to sell for how many dollars? 12. How much you are getting over here? 15. How many pounds? 2,000 pounds. How much? $6,000 additional revenue. What is additional cost? 4,000. Let's write it properly. What am I left with? Additional income of Zinten 2,000. What is the answer? Additional income of Zinten is 2,000. Are you with me on that? Here you go. Additional income of Zinten is 2,000. Take a screenshot. This is, I forgot, what is the question number? 46. This is your question 46. The answer is 2,000. Clear, guys? Clear, guys? Let's go ahead. Take a screenshot, please. Take a screenshot, please. I hope it's taken. I hope it's taken. With this, our concept on JPC, has come to an end over here. Our concept on what? JPC has come to an end. Now, please pay attention to the following items. Normal and abnormal losses. This is the next concept. This is the next concept. But here, since there is just one MCQ, I'm just putting this out there for you. Now, please pay attention. You have an opening stock of certain number of units. To this, you will add the units that are started and completed. These are the total units in hand. Now, remember that when you are taking these units into consideration, remember when you are taking these total units into consideration, from this, a normal loss will be deducted, which is expected to happen. What will this be? This will be the net units on hand. Sir, these total units on hand, net units on hand, these are terms just for your understanding. Terms only for understanding. These are terms only for understanding. Right? These are the net units on hand. Out of this, you will transfer out some units. Then you will be left with certain units. This should be your expected closing stock. This is your expected closing stock. And then you will take into consideration your actual closing stock. Suppose your expected closing stock was 100 and your actual closing stock is 90. In this situation, what is the thing? Your expected is greater than actual. This shows that there is an abnormal loss. How much is your abnormal loss? 10 units. Suppose if your expected is less than your actual, you are expecting 100 units, but actually you have 110. This shows that there is no normal loss, that is, efficiency is so high, that normal loss is avoided. Normal loss is avoided. So what is happening because of this? You are saving these 10 additional units. What is 10? It's your abnormal gain. Now, theory concept, normal loss is a part of cost of production, whereas abnormal loss or gain are recognized in the income statement. They are not a part of cost of production. They will go directly where? In the income statement. What is the concept? Normal loss and abnormal loss. What is the concept? Normal loss and abnormal loss. This has to be tied in with an MCQ immediately. So over here you will write down, refer question 63. What will you write down over here? You'll write down refer question 63. I hope you are with me on that. Right, guys? Please take a screenshot. I hope you have understood this. Anybody has a doubt over here, they can ask me. I think it was self-explanatory. If it is not, ask me. I will explain it. Who has a doubt? Who has a doubt? Who has a doubt, please? Can I assume no one? Can I assume nobody? Can I go ahead? Please take a screenshot number 7 and let me go to the question. Tell me when it's done.
Sir.
Yeah?
Done, sir.
A company produces disc brakes for mountain bikes. During the current period, the company has a normal spoilage or normal loss of 700. At the beginning, the company had 3,400 units. In the beginning, it had 3,400 units. It started and completed 5,600 and 4,000 units are transferred out. The ending inventory has 3,100. In this reporting period, what is the abnormal spoilage? So let us see. What is your opening stock? (3,400 units). Plus, the company had started and completed 5,600. Minus transferred out 4,900. So how many units should stay in hand? So the number of units that should ideally stay in hand will be 3,400 units plus 5,600 units minus 4,900 units. You should have 4,100 units. I'm sorry, not 4,100. Excuse me. 3,400 plus 5,600, which is 9,000, minus 4,900. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have how many units? You should have 4,100 units in hand. Now there is also normal loss, which is how many? 700 units. So this is how much? 3,400 units. This should be left with you. How many units are there with you? 3,100. So you should have had 3,400, but unfortunately, you're left with 3,100. What's the difference? 300. What is this 300? You lost these. You lost these units. Agreed or disagreed? Yes or no? And were you expected to lose this? You are not expected to lose this. You are not expected to lose. You are expected to lose how many? 700. This is an expected loss. How many did you lose extra? You lost 300 extra units. You lost how many? 300 extra units. So this is your abnormal loss. Expect questions on this in my test. I will put up questions on this, really good ones. Expect these questions to come your way, because this, I believe, is a good question in your additional question bank. It's horribly simple. It's stupidly easy. But the problem is what? People at that particular point in time don't have the presence of mind to say, "Arey, expected versus actual का difference है तो ये ऐसा हो." Right, guys? So this is horribly easy. You should be able to do. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. Are you with me on that? Take a screenshot. Tell me when it is done. Tell me when it is done. Can I go ahead? Can I go ahead? Yes? I'm going ahead, okay. So this is an interesting question. This is a FIFO question. Now, out of popular opinion here, I want to know, will you have the power to sit for activity-based costing for some time, or do you want to start your day with activity-based costing tomorrow morning? What do you want? I'll go with the majority. I'm asking you for a poll. Please answer me. Please answer me. And I'm taking this poll very seriously. How many of you all are ready to sit for activity-based costing right now? Give me a thumbs up. How many of you will sit for activity-based costing right now? Give me a thumbs up. Keep your thumbs up. I want to count. So out of 16 people, I've got 2 or 3 people saying yes. 4 people. 4, 5 people are saying yes. What should I do? What should I do? Should I take it? Should I take it? Arey Baba, can somebody have the decency of unmuting?
So if majority is saying for tomorrow morning, then it's okay.
ठीक है. Question number 64. A company uses a process costing method to manufacture the product X, and it has the following physical unit flow information available for the month of Jan. The beginning WIP for Jan 1 is 32,000 units. Started the production in January are 2 lakh units. Completed the production in January are 1,84,000 units. Ending WIP is 48,000 units. The beginning WIP is 60% completed for direct materials, and it is 30% completed for conversion. The ending inventory is 90% complete for direct materials, and it is 60% complete for conversion cost. Use FIFO and give me the equivalent units of production for direct materials. Boss, I'm not interested in direct materials. You will do for both. You as in, we will do now for both. I'm not interested in just one half-cooked question. I want the whole damn thing, right? So first I'm doing for material over here. Then I'll do for conversion over here. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. What did I teach you in FIFO? I taught you that first you take always opening WIP. What are the units? I can see that they are 32,000 units. Ask yourself how much is left. If 60 is completed, then 40% is pending. Are you with me on that? Please give me a response. Basic decency. 40% is pending. So on 32,000 units, 40% is pending means an equivalent amount of 12,800 units with respect to material will be touched upon. Plus units that are started and completed. How many units are started and completed? They are transferred units minus your opening WIP. How much is that? How many have you transferred? You have how many have you transferred? Is it given over here? Completed production, it is given. Started production, this completed production 184. You have completed 184. So here you can write transferred, or you can even write completed. Why? Because this is FIFO. Out of this 184, these 32,000 are also completed. So how much are completed in this period? 152 are completed in this period. Look at the concept. 184 are completed. This 184 obviously includes this 32,000 of opening WIP. तो ये पीरियड में कितना आपका शुरू होके फिनिश हुआ? 152. क्यों? ये 184 तो टोटल है, 152 आपने कंप्लीट किया. Are you with me? Then what I'm going to take into consideration? Closing stock. What is your closing stock? It is 48,000 units. How much is completed for material? 90% is completed. So take 90%. So 48,000 multiplied by 90%. What is your answer? It is 43,200. So what is the total? 43,200 plus 1,52,000 plus 12,800. What is the answer? What is the answer? 2,08,000 units for material. Material is over. They are not asking you conversion, but they have given you the golden opportunity to revise. Let us revise. What is opening WIP? 32,000 units, out of which 30% is completed. So how much percentage you will complete in this period? You will complete a total of 70%. How much that is? 22,400. Then you will say started and completed. Now notice the beauty of the concept. You have started, I don't know, you have completed 184. Out of this 32,000 is your opening WIP. So for both the cases, the answer will stay 152. But then you will take into consideration your closing stock, which is 48,000. And out of this 48,000, 60% is completed for conversion cost. So it is 48,000 multiplied by 60%, it is 28,800. So what are your FIFO equivalent units? Equivalent FIFO units for conversion. They are 22,400 plus 152 plus 28,800, which is 2,03,200. What is this? This is conversion. And what is this? This is material. Both FIFO equivalent units has been solved over here. Both have been solved over here. Are you with me? You've seen that Turkish guy. His name is Salt Bay. Earlier he was very popular. Now he's hated. He put salt like this. I just felt like Salt Bay right now. He has these steak houses all over the world. Extremely expensive. People have started to hate him because he photobombed the Argentinian football team after they won the World Cup. He's a Turkish butcher. I don't know his name. He's Nusrat. His name is Nusret. I forgot. Nusret. Supposed to be very popular. I hope if I get a chance to visit Dubai in my life, I will probably visit his steak houses. It's started production, doesn't matter. Data is given to you that completed is 184. I don't care if this was 800,000. I don't care. What have they given you? 84,000 is completed. 84,000 is completed. How many did you complete? 184. Out of this, how many did you not start right now? 32,000. Why? They were pending from last period. So how many did you complete and start over here? 152. That is why 152 comes over here. Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible. Is that clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? Mr. Hunt. Yeah, Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible. Okay, okay. Take a screenshot, please. Take a screenshot, please. Number 7, take a screenshot.
Done, sir.
Thank you.